Joseph Ojok Kruoiler is my name, the manager of C&D Alito Agribusiness Training Center, which is in Kole district for northern Uganda. In Alito also, we train young people and farmers on how to improve local chickens. In this episode, you will learn the basic practices. Realize the hens start preparing to lay eggs. So what you have to do is make sure you prepare the laying nest early enough and start training them to lay from the nest. In this case, we are trying to improve our local chickens right from breeding, good nutrition and all the supplements that are required. Now today we are going to look at how to do breeding. You select your broodstock and raise them, both hens and the cocks. So we are going to use natural method of incubation. Of the people leave their chickens to go and lay in the bush, they find some conducive areas and the predators end up eating the eggs, and it can sometimes you lose even the chicken. But don't be lazy. Go to the bush, find the available material, and you make a local incubator. It's very safe because you can place it in a very safe place. Now, when you are going to use this, find a material which can insulate it. So now you can see. So this one, it will further be reorganized by the hen itself. But you will have helped the hen to provide a conducive environment for normal incubation to take place and hatching of the chicks. So this one is a bit rough. Now you have to put in a soft. Take a look, you have really organized. Then you place here the eggs, the recommended number of eggs per hen. So the hen will come and sit on. After 21 days, you will find you have chicks. Right now the chicks are expensive. You'll find they are selling like 3,000. So make sure the number of the laying nest is corresponding to the number of the birds that are inside the house. Don't put few because they will start struggling. And make sure each laying nest is having a tag of a different color, of any kind of creativity that you can put. such that the chicken is able to identify the nest which belongs to her. So you can see there is at least something tagged on the nest so that they are able to recognize their specific nest without struggling or competing for the same nest. For this case, you cannot put them on the ground like the way we have done unless you have modified the ground or you are sure that there are no termites that can come in. So it is better with this system. You can organize it in such a way that you can tie it, you keep it hanging in the house. But for this case, we have put maize cob down and where the nest is sitting on. If you want uniform hatching to happen in your chicken house, this is what you are going to do. Set your laying nest all in their right position inside the house. Don't put the way I've put here. This one I'm just explaining because I don't want to create a stress in the house. Set your laying nest. You leave the marked eggs inside there. If hen from nest number 1 has started sitting on the eggs for incubation, leave it there. Don't add the eggs yet. And then hen number 2 will maybe start after 3 or 4 days or next week. Leave it there to sit there. This one also, they will start, when you see, they are all now sitting on the eggs for incubation. Send them out and you collect all these single eggs that has been attracting them, making them to know that this is my nest. So you collect all this one and you put aside. Then you bring up, select quality eggs, very good eggs without cracks, without any deformities. There are some other eggs that may not be formed properly. You notice them, you select them and sort them out. Then you put the correct number of eggs that you expect an hen to sit on. For us here, we always put 14, 15, depending on the body size of the. If you see a hen is a bit bigger, you can put 15 or 14 or 12. So you look, make sure you check properly if there is no deformities, cracks, and others. The egg should be clean. So you can see I have put 14 because these eggs, these are bigger size. So this practice, when you are doing, don't do it from outside like the way I'm doing. I'm only explaining because I don't want to create stress inside there. Make sure when the hens, when your chicken have started laying, set the laying nest and let them learn to lay from the nest as early as possible. Now another thing is, if you have done it this way, maybe by the time they were starting to lay, the nest is not enough. But now you have brought the nest, they are struggling for the nest. When you see the hen struggling for the nest, you want to separate them. This is what you are going to do. You get the hen which you want to take over the nest from another one. And you set the nest aside, but what you do, you do like this. Do like this. Not so much. You will have disorganized the circuit. You will have disorganized the circuit. You come and put on the head. Put on the head. You cover the head with like a basin. The head is like this. The brain is not working well. So what you do, you cover. After 3 hours, you remove the basin, this hen will have regain back the sense and start looking around and will master this as my egg. Then the hen will start sitting on this egg, leaving the other one. Is it clear? So it's very simple. This is a common practice. You can now see the brain is not working. It is even very normal. But if the brain was working, do you think this hen would have sat like this? It would have jumped away. So now, this is how you do. Improve your local chicken. You will never regret. It's very simple. As a young man, as a farmer, you have to do. You can now see the hen is very humble because the brain is turning around. So by the time the brain will settle, you will find the hen knows that this is my nest. Improving the local chicken is possible and you can make money out of it. So make sure the incubating nests are in a darker place so you can see. Here we have set a number of the nest. See others. You can see. See that? So you can see they are now grooming themselves. They are doing personal grooming. So make sure around the house they have to make a partition where they come and groom themselves. You can see we haven't organized yet because we have not been releasing them out. Now they have started incubating. That's why we have to allow them to come and groom themselves. Grooming is very important. Some parasites, they tend to what? They come and groom themselves, and then they go back to sit on the eggs. Now you can see they are growing really. It's very, very easy and very loving business. You have to get used to your bird. Now you can see that they are doing personal grooming when I'm seated here, and they are not moving away because they know this is our man. So it's always very simple.
So with the semi-intensive method, you make sure other edible vegetables like amaranthus, skoma wiki, and any palatable greens are planted around the poultry house, such that partly you can provide them with this green from inside, or you release them out for a while and then they eat the vegetables themselves.
Make sure you balance the nutrition very well. Like here, we give them edible greens in the morning. They start up the day with the greens, and then afterwards we give them formulated feeds, which is containing all the food value. If you balance the nutrition very well, you will realize that there is fast growth when you are balancing the nutrition. It's always very interesting. So now you can see, instead of going to look for problems in the training center, you come and sit around, pass time with your chickens, play with them. I've created my recreational habits, whereby I It's very nice. You see? So as a farmer, you have to create an environment which is conducive.
Plenty of clean water should be available in their house throughout, because birds have to take water ad libitum. This means whichever time they need water, they have to take water. So make sure the water is always constant in the house, and the water must be clean and safe.
But remember to follow other management practices like vaccination. Make sure you follow vaccination schedules. You have to provide vitamin in the water and control diarrhea. So you have to follow all the best management practices in raising poultry. After you have sent the chicken back in their house, you have to move around. You have to move around where they have been eating. Check. You may find some of them have laid, because they are laying at the moment. When the labor gets them up, you'll find they are laying eggs everywhere. They will have left eggs everywhere. Check under the trees. You can see one here. This one. So that's it. You see? It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting now. And you take them to the store. So like today, we have collected 1.5 tray. 1.5 tray. Others from down there, and others are laid down in the house. And this is the reason why these eggs are having a deep yellow yolk. It have a very deep yellow yolk because we allow them to eat, to balance their nutrition with eating greens. And you keep monitoring them. Keep monitoring them for some other abnormalities. Like for right now, you have to keep on checking them. Get used to your birds. Let them be your friends. When they are eating, you are also playing around. You can sit around with them. They will not do anything. You see? They don't fear me because I'm always with them, teasing them, playing with them, and giving them something to eat. So it's always very, very important to be friends.